Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so your friends see it. Thank you.
California has been warned. Sessions puts on notice, I'm going to use every power I have to stop lawlessness. Attorney General Jeff Sessions ripped into California's immigration policies Wednesday. The Justice Department will no longer accept the state's refusal to comply with federal law. The inflammatory remarks come less than 24 hours after the department filed a lawsuit against California. California is using every power it has, and some it doesn't, to frustrate federal law enforcement. So you can be sure I'm going to use every power I have to stop them, Sessions said during remarks delivered at the California Peace Officers Association conference. California has enacted a number of laws designed to intentionally obstruct the work of our sworn immigration enforcement officers, to intentionally use every power it has to undermine duly established immigration law in America. The DOJ's lawsuit hinges on 3 specific laws passed by the state. Each severely limits what federal immigration officers can do to nab illegal immigrants. President Trump promised his supporters he would adopt a no-nonsense approach toward illegals. Immigration law is the province of the federal government, AG Sessions said. I understand that we have a wide variety of political opinions out there on immigration, but the law is in the books and its purpose is clear. There is no nullification. There is no secession. Federal law is the supreme law of the land. Sanctuary policies harm all Americans. California is shielding countless criminals, some of whom are dangerous. Last week, Oakland's mayor openly warned residents of an upcoming ICE raid. The mayor of Oakland has actively helped aliens avoid apprehension by ICE. Her actions support those who flout the law and boldly validates illegality, Sessions complained. To make matters worse, the elected lieutenant governor of the state praised her for doing so, bragging about and encouraging obstruction of our law enforcement and the law. I'm afraid this is an embarrassment to the proud state of California. Illegal immigrant activists are getting their way on some fronts. DACA, although vulnerable, has a good chance of being renewed. The president. Nearly 2 million undocumented migrants would be protected as a result. However, the Trump administration has adopted a hardline approach toward other immigration matters. HT New York Post. Democrats just released their plan to raise taxes. It's way worse than anyone thought. Not yet tired of losing, Democrats are combating President Donald Trump's increasingly popular tax plan by rolling out a tax hike plan of their own. Yes, tax hikes. While Trump's tax plan was initially unpopular, that's to be expected in a media where 90% of the stories run on Trump and his administration are negative. Most Americans were under the incorrect impression that they'd see a tax increase from Trump's tax plan, while only millionaires and billionaires would benefit. It's true that millionaires and billionaires will benefit from the tax plan, but that's only because everyone got a tax cut. Even in a world where everyone gets an equal tax cut as a percentage of income, suppose, a 10% across-the-board cut, liberal pundits can still spin the data to claim that the wealthy will receive a disproportionate amount of the benefits, because 10% of a millionaire's income is significantly larger than 10% of a middle-class person's. Polling is finally turning around as Americans are receiving their paychecks, and noticing more money in them. Not only that, 3 million workers got bonuses from their employers as a result of tax reform at the end of the year, and will see similar bonuses next year. It's hardly something I'd try to undo if I were a politician, but, apparently desperate to lose more elections, Democrats are officially unveiling a plan to hike taxes. According to Forbes, congressional Democrats released a detailed tax hike plan that they promised to implement if given majority control of the House and Senate after the 2018 midterm elections. So much for the crocodile tears about the deficit. Democrats want to raise taxes not to reduce the debt, but rather to spend that tax hike money on boondoggle projects. Here are the details. An increase in the top marginal income tax rate from 37% to 39.6%. An increase in the corporate income tax rate from 21% to 25%. Reintroducing the alternative minimum tax, AMT, for 4 million families. Cutting the death tax standard deduction in half. While most of these tax hikes don't appear to directly affect your average American, that's just how things appear on the surface. Does anyone think corporations would have been dishing out $1,000 to $2,000 bonuses to their employees in celebrating of tax reform if it weren't for the corporate tax cut they received? What about the investment by those companies into new workers, and wage increases? Of course not. While Democrats can accurately claim that the middle class won't see their taxes increased under their plan, they'll still be paying for it. Let's keep our fingers crossed that Democrats campaign on this disaster. Will Democrats lose under this plan? Tell us your thoughts below. H.T. Forbes. Confirmed Senator Pocahontas makes game-changing announcement about 2020 presidential run. President Elizabeth Warren? Sounds just as terrible as President Bernie Sanders. Neither person would be good for America. However, Pocahontas has just made her 2020 intentions crystal clear. Here's the scoop. From New York Post. Also Sunday, Warren denied she intends to challenge Trump in 2020. "I am not running for President of the United States," she said. Warren said she also is concerned Trump's lack of staffing and expertise at the State Department can undercut his planned meeting with North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un. Daily Caller has more. She also talked about Trump referring to her as Pocahontas in the same interview, saying, "It's about my family's story because my family's story is deeply a part of me and a part of my brothers. It's what we learned from our parents. It's what we learned from our grandparents. It's what we learned from our aunts and our uncles. I went to speak to Native American tribal leaders and I made a promise to them, that every time President Trump wants to try to throw out some kind of racial slur, he wants to try to attack me, I'm going to use it as a chance to lift up their stories, and I'm going to do that right now by pointing out that more than half of all Native women in this country have been the victims of sexual violence, and more than half of them are attacked by non-natives, and the American government is doing nothing about this." Thank goodness she's not running. Let's see if she sticks to her words, though. California high school teachers and students do the unthinkable to Trump piñata, MSM dead silent. Take a second to imagine what would happen if conservative students and teachers brought piñatas of Barack Obama to school and bashed his head in. What would happen? Suspension? Expulsion? Coast-to-coast news coverage? All answers are probably correct. However, when liberal students and teachers beat a President Trump piñata, nobody makes a peep. How awful. Check this out. From Yahoo! A California school district has launched an inquiry into footage that showed students and staff members at an Orange County high school hitting a piñata designed to look like President Trump, CBS Los Angeles reports. Footage of the incident, which took place at Laguna Hills High School, in the Saddleback Valley School District, went viral after being leaked on YouTube. According to the YouTube posting, the piñata party took place during a Spanish class, though that has not been confirmed. More. The district would not say if a staff member was reprimanded or if students were involved. This activity was not condoned, or approved, by the district, nor Laguna Hills High School, said district spokesperson Mark Perez. Personnel matters are confidential, and therefore, it is our policy to not comment on situations involving employees. Liberals, just so damn tolerant. Ultimatum. Republicans force Democrats to choose between their top two guilty pleasures, You'll agree with this. Democrats stand for some things. Truth be told, they stand for such a large number of things that they now negate themselves on similarly the same number of issues. So it's not shocking that conservatives are tired of attempting to understand their logic. What's more, now Louisiana Republican, Senator Bill Cassidy, is calling them out on it. He's taking an inventive strategy to demonstrate liberals exactly how much gibberish they are spewing to the American individuals. Cassidy has taken two of Democrats' most well-known special interest groups and essentially said, "You can't say that both of these groups are as equally important to you. You can't have it both ways." Via Daily Caller. Senator Bill Cassidy took a new approach to criticizing California officials and sanctuary cities refusing to comply with ICE officers by directly reframing the debate around sexual and domestic abuse Thursday night. The Louisiana Republican singled out Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf in a Facebook post for alerting 115 criminal, illegal immigrants of a pending ICE operation in order to protect them from arrest and eventual deportation. Cassidy noted that the charges for the 115 individuals included child sex crimes and that it's crazy these California Democrats are protecting dangerous criminals instead of putting the safety and security of American citizens first. Don't they care if an American's son or daughter is sexually assaulted? Don't they care if an American's mother or father is robbed at gunpoint? Don't they care if a wife or girlfriend gets beaten black and blue by her partner? Democrats need to pick. They can't be the champion of a special interest group that damages any of their other special interest groups. It simply doesn't work that way. One of the two will wind up encroaching on the rights of the other. Either illegal immigrants must be held accountable for their activities, or they will keep on committing criminal acts that harm ladies, kids, and different minorities. Senator Cassidy gave Democrats an unmistakable final proposal. They should settle on a decision, and it must be soon. HC Daily Caller.